I will take you with me. You might learn something.
About soccer?
Nah, mate. Not about soccer. And for fuck's sake, stop saying soccer.
Welcome back to the Assistant Professor of Football. Spring break has happened. Easter break has happened. I've been to some conferences, listened to some good music, stuck a number of stickers with the QR code of this podcast onto the bathrooms of soccer pubs across the Midwest, and back in the office. I'm back at doing this. I have gotten quite a bit of feedback that kind of required today's episode as a way of easing back in on our way to more nerdy politics, history, culture type content, and that is to come. The plans include a long form history, maybe 2 parts, on the origin of the ultras movement in 70s, 80s, 90s Italy. We haven't traveled to that country yet, and that's about to come. A journey to the northern part of Belgium and the adventures of an English groundhopper there is hopefully next as well. And what I consider a particularly important episode that I think hasn't been done in any way, even in published written form in English yet, about the question whether there really was footballing resistance to the Nazi takeover of Austria in the mid-1930s. So that is also on its way. But for today, I have compiled a few suggestions from you, a few of my preferences, and a bit of tips and results of searching and poking around and seeing what kind of music is there around football fan culture that is broader than just stadium chants. I know I've played stadium music before in the second Bundesliga episode. I've played other fan songs in episodes before that I've gotten some feedback about and curious questions about what is that, where do you have that from? So here is a bit more of a playlist ranging anywhere from punk protest songs that bemoan what's wrong with soccer today to songs that kind of outline a bit of a complicated relationship to fan cultures, particularly hooliganism, including the only ever song about West Ham United hooligans written in French, I think. It's got to be the only written one, so that's coming about half an hour in as well. There are 2 or 3 songs in there in languages that are not English, other than that as well. One of them is in Austrian dialect. You won't understand it. Many Germans probably won't either. And there even is a song toward the very end of this that grapples with soccer and sexual orientation as well. And not to forget, there is an FC Bayern player who sings part of the refrain on the very last track of this episode as well. So it's all in there across the field, and I hope you enjoy the ride. I went into this thinking there's really no rhyme or reason on why I'm picking these songs in that sequence, but it turns out there actually was. I think it flows quite okay. Starts loud, becomes thoughtful, becomes loud again, and kind of funnier and reflective toward the end. I really hope you enjoy what's happened with this episode and what is happening with this podcast. And if you do, please spread the word over Twitter, Facebook, in person. And if you're listening to this on a platform, then please subscribe on that platform. Even if you're not using every episode, it really helps. And even more so, if you like what I'm doing here, would be a rating on these platforms. That really is the best way by far to bolster the visibility. Better yet than my bathroom stickering. So thank you very much for considering that. Before we go into the first song, I have to tell you that I'm going to talk into each one of these songs, not because I'm obnoxious, but because I have to. Copyright reasons, I don't want Spotify or Apple to delete this episode, and I want the musicians, if you like any of their songs, to actually get the money when you buy the actual song without my sweet voice talking over them. So, the first song is a song that I played very early on. It would have been the first episode. Yeah, it is, with Chris Lee on Anti-Fascist Soccer Supporters. It is from a band based in Verona, Italy, Los Fastidios. The song is called Antifa Hooligans. Came out in 2004. The band itself is quite a bit older, must be somewhere around early 1990s. Now, Verona, Italy, is, of course, home to Hellas Verona, known for its, right of center support cultures, shall we say. It also is a home, though, to a team that's Virtus Verona, which plays in the lower leagues. Most famous fan union there would be the Rude Firm 1921 is when Virtus Verona was founded. And Los Fastidios, as an anti-fascist oi punk band associated with skinhead movements against racism, are supporters of Virtus Verona. And the music, its message, and the vibe as well come out of that. So these are Los Fastidios from Verona, Italy, with a kind of a sing-along anthem of anti-fascist football supporters, Antifa hooligans.
Come on, Antifa hooligans. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, Antifa hooligans. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, Antifa hooligans. In the streets, on the terraces, we are singing and we scream. All our hate for the Nazis come. We are coming, start to run. In the streets, on the terraces, we are singing and we scream. All our hate for the Nazis come. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, Antifa hooligans. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, Antifa hooligans. In the streets, on the terraces, we are singing and we scream. All our hate for the Nazis come. We are coming, start to run. In the streets, on the terraces, we are singing and we scream. All our hate for the Nazis come. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, Antifa hooligans. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, Antifa hooligans. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, Antifa hooligans. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, Antifa hooligans. Come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, Antifa hooligans. Come on, come on.
I did say at the beginning there's no real rhyme or reason for the sequence of these songs. In this sense, at least, there's something chronological here, because Berkeley, California-based punk rock band Rancid has also been around, like Los Fastidios, since the early 1990s. One of their members is Brandon Steinekert. He's been drumming for Rancid, though he hasn't been with them since the early 90s. He jumped in a little bit later, worked with Lars Fredriksson and others beforehand as well. And as the story goes, he is a native of Salt Lake City, Utah, and attended the first game of the professional team there, Real Salt Lake, in 2007. He himself later recounted he never kicked a ball before, but he had the game explained to him. He saw a goal, and there was adrenaline and the whole thing, and the crowd and the whole vibe made sense. And so he eventually penned the song Believe Very simple, sing along. It's not really punk rocky at all, but it's an eminently singable melody for the team that he fell in love with, and kind of goes to show that this is possible in the US just as much as it is in Europe. You don't just claim a team claims you, club claims you, and this is what seems to have happened to Brandon Steinekert, and this song is the result of that love. It's called Believe RSL, and this is for his hometown club.
And shout it loud, Real. Here at the riot, the battle hymn's begun. We're here for RSL. So if you believe, then just stand up on your feet and shout it loud, Real. Here at the riot, the battle hymn's begun. We're here for RSL. So if you believe, then just stand up on your feet and shout it loud, Real. Here at the riot, the battle hymn's begun. We're here for RSL. So if you believe, then just stand up on your feet and shout it loud, Real. Here at the riot, the battle is begun. We're here for RSL.
It's a sweet chant, isn't it? Very simple lyric, goes down well, can play it in the stadium, can sing along. The next song is very different from this. We are still in the early 90s, but this time you do need to listen to the lyric quite a bit more carefully. This takes us to England, the place that has quite a few clubs that have claimed quite a few Americans, but we are here in 1991. The Premier League is just launching back then, and the old First Division is going down. The song is from Billy Bragg, and it's called God's Footballer. It's about a player called Peter Knowles. Billy Bragg is a songwriter who often writes about class identity, about what it means to be English. And his song, like all his other songs, isn't a triumphalist kind of football fight song. It's a narrative. It's a narrative of it's a tale of a person who has played for Wolverhampton Wanderers, among other things, and then turns his back on professional soccer in 1970 and focuses on his full-time activities with the Jehovah's Witnesses. So it's a very interesting character here. The song is more than just that conversion story from soccer to religion. It's also a bit of a requiem, bit of a death song for soccer as a working class sport. It has some concrete references in there to soccer, to stadiums in Britain as well. It's simple. It is sad in a way. It's touching, and it has interesting lyrics, and I'll try to play as many of these lyrics as possible here. So I hope you enjoy this just as much as the loud punk and the sing-along, but we'll get back to that in the next song, I promise.
God's footballer hears the voices of angels above, the choir at Molyneux. God's footballer stands on the doorstep and brings the good news of the kingdom to come, while the crowd sing Rock of Ages and the goals bring weekly wages, yet the glory of the sports pages is but the worship of false idols, and tempts him not. God's footballer turns on a sixpence and brings the great crowd to their feet in praise of him. God's footballer quotes from the Gospels while knocking on doors in the black country back streets. He scores goals on a Saturday and saves songs on a Sunday, for the Lord says these are the last days. Prepare thyself for the judgment yet to come.
His career will be over soon, and the rituals of a Saturday afternoon bid him a reluctant farewell, for he knows beyond the sport lies the spiritual.
A touch of social history, biography, wonderful storytelling, and great sounds. It's up my alley. Up my alley kind of is the next one as well. That's a very, very different style of music. This is also England, also on the beginnings of the Premier League, but with a very, very different vibe to it. This is from a punk band called The Business, fairly well known, and the song is Terrace Lost Its Soul. The lyrics are fairly straightforward, and they have some fairly concrete references. There's a complaint in there about the £30 million transfer for Rio Ferdinand from West Ham when he switched to Manchester United. Time moved on. Football was our family. It's our life. It's everything to me. Oh, the terrace lost its soul. Oh, money moved in. That's a refrain. The Business, Terrace Lost Its Soul, came out in 2003 and is a very prescient critique of what the Premier League has brought and what football in late stage capitalism has become as well. So here's something much, much louder than Billy Bragg's tune. Rightfully Angry. Words and sounds from The Business, Terrace Lost Its Soul, early 2000s, once 10 year of Premier League was over, and you could see the effects that big business and soccer was having there. I hope none of you ever lost a relationship over your soccer fandom, but if you have, the next song kind of describes how that might possibly happen. It's a Swiss band, Vanilla Muffins. They are supporters of FC Basel, Swiss punk band. The song is called Saturday, describes a Saturday when someone is waiting for you after a game, and the next Saturday when that is no longer possible because you've been to too many games, I guess. That's how it can work. It's kind of a romantic I lost my love type of song, but for soccer fans. So here we go. Vanilla Muffins, Saturday, from their album Gimme Some Sugar, Oi.
But all
by myself. My girlfriend's come, said she just can't wait. I've treated her second best, though she was like no one else. Who the hell will wait for me next Saturday? Next Saturday! I don't want to wear a uniform. I'd like to drink from dusk till dawn. Here it comes, Saturday. I don't want to wear a uniform. I'd like to drink from dusk till dawn. Here it comes.
I've watched too many soccer games sober now that I think I can. It's kind of lost the ability to fully relate to this kind of scenario. I do very much relate to the highlighting of Saturday. This really is how I grew up. Saturday, soccer day. Sunday, church. Saturday, soccer day. Unfortunately, with pay TV stations, including in the US, having split up the game day so much that you can basically watch a game any given time of the weekend now, that has gone. But that concentration on Saturday, most of the time is 3:30 in the afternoon is when the game started, or 5. And you would go. You would sit at home, watch. Mostly you would go. And before pay TV arrived in Austria, I even recall games being broadcast on the radio. And that was fun. It was fun too. There's a theme in European soccer fan culture that this podcast and a few songs already have played with, perhaps uncritically at times, and it's the theme of hooliganism as an actual fan culture, as an actual supporter culture that deserves to be reckoned with seriously on a historical level, but also provides kind of a layer of intrigue that lends itself to just being touted in songs. The next 2 songs play with that theme in very different ways, and yet both somewhat more distanced. The one is a kind of a critique. It's a sad song about East London football hooliganism. East London, of course, the home of West Ham United, my English team, and the song is indeed about a West Ham hooligan by the fictional name of Black John. I think it's the only ever song with West Ham references written in French. Most of the song is in French. And then the refrain ends, false truth or real lies, could the crowd realize, swallowing fuss and stealing lives, they've had their money's worth. Gives you a bit of a sense of the tales and violence and mayhem chronicled in this song. And the second one is from an Austrian duo, Pizzera and Jaus, one half of which comes out of the fan culture of my home team in Austria, Sturm Graz, and comes out of one of their ultra groups. The song doesn't directly reference anything football related, but describes kind of a, male friendships and the kind of bonding that are formed in groups such as hooligan groups or similar to hooligan groups. That one is sung in Austrian dialect, so you also are unlikely to understand anything there, but playing both for the vibe, playing both because they have the exact same team pretty much as well. And that is, not the same team, the same title pretty much as well. And the title is simply Hooligan or Hooligans. So here we go. First, Bolshoi from Toulouse in France, Hooligan. And then Pizzera and Jaus from Graz in Austria, Hooligans.
Royaume-Uni, à la
bis hier und brilliere am Klavier mit einem Dosen Bier. Nur allein wie das auch, dass du mich kennst, wirkt auf mich schon äußerst beruhigend. Wusch wie hoch die Wand ist, was du mir rennst, wir rennen nebeneinander so wie Hooligans. Manchmal schmerzt jeder Schritt wie ein Messerstich. Nix hat einen Wert und es wirkt unverbesserlich. Hast viel gerät und dann gemerkt, es erschwert die Sicht. Was dir kehrt, ist nichts wert, sondern lächerlich. Ich bin lau, es ist schwarz und nicht digital. Fühl mich klar, steh allein, hab mir mehr ja. Bin kein Star, lapidar, weil ich nichts erzähl. Am Radar nur die Farbe und die Original. Nur allein die Tatsache, dass du mich kennst, wirkt auf mich schon äußerst beruhigend. Wurscht wie hoch die Wand ist, was du mir rennst, wir reden nebeneinander so wie Hooligans. Nur allein die Tatsache, dass du mich kennst, wirkt auf mich schon äußerst beruhigend. Wurscht wie hoch die Wand ist, was du mir rennst, wir reden nebeneinander so wie Hooligans.
Well, I guess I said there's no rhyme or reason to the order here, but I feel like sticking with non-English speaking songs. Now, this would be the last one in that shop. No, actually not quite true. Second to last, this is Spanish, Spanish Madrid-based band called Ska-P. They are, well, I don't think they exist anymore, but certainly the club that this is a tribute to does exist and does merit your attention. It is the number 3 in Madrid, behind the big ones, Real and Atletico. There is also Rayo Vallecano, and if you look at the Spanish league table, it might not be immediately visible that this is a Madrid club. It is a kind of perennial yo-yo club with a strong working class supporter base, a very cool stadium, and a very cool kind of tribute anthem here, Como un rayo. Like a ray, right? Flash of lightning, ray, that's the kind of symbol here. So this is Ska-P from Madrid, Como un rayo.
Son las 12 ya. Esto va a comenzar. Estoy con Superman. Estoy con los petas. Mi equipo está al sureste de Madrid, Vallecas y Berlín. Vamos, Rayito. Vallecas está contigo y todo Madrid. Fuerza en Vallecas. Demuéstrale tu destreza a todo el país. Romario no está, aquí no hay capital, pero nos da igual, aquí hay calidad. Y si no te gusta, pues te vas, porque chaval, esto es Vallecas. Vamos, Rayito, Vallecas está contigo y todo Madrid. Fuerza en Vallecas, demuéstrale tu destreza a todo el país. Identifícate, quién eres tú, identifícate, quién eres tú, identifícate, quién eres tú, identifícate, quién eres tú. ¿Sí me lo ves, bro? Vamos, Rayito, Vallecas está contigo y todo Madrid. Fuerza en Vallecas, demuéstrale tu destreza a todo el país. Identifícate, quién eres tú.
Wow, that's a joyful club anthem from Rayo here. I don't think this is the official one, but fun nevertheless. And I keep saying there's no theme here, but the next song that comes to me does fit here too, because it's also a club anthem, albeit this time it's the official one, and it's much more dramatic than Como un rayo from this ska band from Madrid here. A staple of the Cologne, Germany music scene is the dialect band, the Hühner. And I've gotten a fair amount of fun feedback about some of the German club anthems and goal anthems that I've played in the second Bundesliga episode, that I thought I should return to something German again. This, however, is German/Scottish, because if you've ever been to a high school band concert, you will likely have heard this tune before. So just pay attention. They just put a Cologne dialect text that is so thick that even if you're a native German speaker like me, you have a hard time understanding it, onto the Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond, Scottish folk song. So that is the real stadium anthem that is played as the team of Cologne comes into the stadium. And in a full stadium, it has such a vibe that I think it's worth playing. I have no ties to Cologne whatsoever, but cool song, funny German dialect. So why not play it in this episode? Here we go. A lot of pathos. But somebody pointed this one out to me after the second Bundesliga episode, and I thought, first, FC Köln does not play in second Bundesliga, but yeah, why not? The anthem deserves some hearing, and it's quite impressive in a stadium as well. All right, I would say one more loud protest song, and then just two fun ones to go out. This one is from a German band, but in English. The Saige Ballads is the name. Kick Out the Parasites. From terraces and from football clubs is what's implied here. Read you a little bit of the lyrics, and I guess you know what this is talking about. Everybody's talking about money and street mites at sports. I'm going to tell, and since the only question is, what does a player cost today? What does he cost tomorrow? Now in the president's conciliations, which clubs are giving out the rules and falling for the managements? The sewer spreading more and the sewer spreading mess. So if you support a small club, chance of success is really small. So put aside and stick in a number of businessmen on a club side. What about me? What about the football fan? Yada, yada, yada. You get the vibe. Complaint of supporters that in the global game as it is today, they don't count for much anymore. Song concludes with save the sport, save the roots, save the club, kick out the parasites. And I'm sure that applies to many, many more clubs than you might like to think across global soccer nowadays. So here we go. Saige Ballads, kick out the parasites.
For the small club that tries to make
Success is really small. Supporters are just taking numbers, businessmen on the club side. What about me? Am I just a currency? What about us? Let's make a fuss. Cause personal relationships disappear for championships. It's a sellout. That's what it's all about. Supporters are easily caught criminals. Non-conform behavior, punishment. Conformity means to consume the way of God's way. Shut up and pay a price for it. Over 100 years ago, city quarters founded football clubs. Expression of the community, a way to fight identity, such as of solidarity. What about me? Am I just a currency? What about us? Let's make a fuss. Cause personal relationships disappear for championships. It's a sellout. That's what it's all about. Save our sports. Save the roots. Save the club. Kick out the parasites. Save our sports. Save the roots. Save the club. Kick out the parasites. Save our sports. Save the roots. Save the club. Kick out the parasites. Save our sports. Save the roots. Save the club. Kick out the parasites. Kick, don't punch out.
All right, this is, after all, not the fun one that I was talking about, but it's a very important one, especially after something loud like we just heard. This is a football song from Matt Fischel, British songwriter, that's called Football Song. And I don't know what kind of style this would be. Probably fits somewhere in the 2000s, 2010s emo era. Came out in 2013. And it ties the sport and the team sport of soccer that is so often brimming with masculinity and overt displays of masculinity to one player's journey in his own sexual orientation through coming out or not coming out within the team and his relationship to the team's captain as well. It's a little tongue-in-cheek, somewhat funny in some of the references it has in there, but it's a sensitive and important song to have in this collection as well. This is Matt Fischel, The Football Song.
I'm sitting on the back of the football bus. All the lads are wearing shorts and shin pads, talking about the game they're gonna win this afternoon. And all this display of masculinity, well, it's making me feel a bit nauseous. So I close my eyes and I pray it'll be over soon. Now I have never functioned well at a competitive sport. I just can't find the fun. And besides, I'm far too paranoid about the way I look when I run. So I sit here combing my hair, trying my hardest not to stare, but it's getting cold out. Let the whistle blows.
good one, isn't it? Last but not least for today, Sportfreunde Stiller, Friends of Sports Stiller. It's an old-fashioned term for sports fans in German. Is a trio from Munich. 3 of them. 2 of them fans of FC Bayern. 1 of them fan of 1860 Munich, which we covered 2 episodes ago as well here. They are known for a variety of football songs. They're popular in Germany beyond just their soccer affiliations. Very popular, actually. But what's to come here is probably the most funny and most joyful kind of football song that they've written so far. There used to be a Paraguayan striker who played for FC Bayern in the early 2000s, whose name was Roque Santa Cruz. Roque is spelled R-O-Q-U-E, and that also translates to the first person singular of I rock in Germany. So I rock means ich rocke, but you could also say ich rocke to say, well, my name is Roque. And that's what the striker could say. And that's what, in fact, he did say in the refrain to the songs that they recorded. His voice in there, with his agreement, of course. He also makes a cameo appearance in the music video to this. The other theme, if there is one, is what we know and what we don't know about what rock and roll is or isn't anymore, and what we mean by that term. So that song is the last one for today. Regular interview deep dives into fan culture and history and into the politics of soccer resume as normal in 2 weeks from now. Have fun and enjoy the last song, and I look forward to being with you again.
Der ganz besonderen Sorte. Kein Wort zu niemandem, wie ich zocke. Ich sag's nur meinem Fanblog. Ich rocke. Explodieren, wir brauchen mehr Distortion für die gesamte Nation. Denn es liegt wohl im Trend, dass jeder, der das Wort kennt, nicht mehr ganz genau weiß, was Rock eigentlich heißt. Doch nur einem gebühren diese Worte, ein Privileg der ganz besonderen Sorte. Kein Wort zu niemandem, wie ich alle toppe, ich sag's nur meinem Fanblog. Ich rocke!
And before we rock our way out of here, the reminder, if you do like any of these songs, please do download them on a platform that guarantees you to give most of the money to the actual artists, and don't just listen to them on this podcast. All right, be well.
Bye.